there's no better way to show thanks and gratitude to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar than to break his record with the skyhook on the block.
Oh, yeah, on Thursday night. But see, the thing is, though, Jay, there's a couple things, the reason I need it to happen a certain way, right? If he's too close on Thursday, and he's only got 8 points to go, somebody is going to miss the opportunity because they've been sitting in traffic. It's early, it's late arrival, early to leave. It's Lakers. And now you're going to miss it.
Not that night. People get there early that night.
Oh, 6:30 tip-off. Think about it. 6:30 tip-off, traffic. They take all day to let you in arenas nowadays. They take forever because they got to do all the extra stuff.
Yeah.
It's just all I'm saying is at least half. We need him to have half of the points.
Whenever he does, all I need, Key, is that when this does happen on Thursday, I need the game to be stopped.
Oh, they're going to stop it, for sure.
I don't care if we're in the middle of the first quarter, the second quarter. I need the game to be stopped, and I need everybody to stop, stand up, and applaud this man for becoming the leading scorer in NBA history while he's still a current player.
My buddy, I was with my buddy yesterday in a meeting, and somebody offered him for his floor seats. Crazy, Jay. Crazy amount of money for his floor seats for both of these games. No, both of them.
Monday morning,
tonight and Thursday.
As of Monday morning, this from Front Office Sports, the get-in price at Crypto.com arena for Thursday's matchup between the Los Angeles Lakers and Milwaukee Bucks. I know.
I still say Staples.
Crypto.com. Still, it's Crypto.com. Is $763. Okay, that's the get-in price. That's a 663% increase. It went up almost 7 times, 6.5 times more than the start of the season when it was $100 per ticket.
So that's the Bob Euchers.
You can tune into NBA action tonight, by the way, as the Lakers host the Thunder, presented by Indeed. Coverage begins at 9:30 p.m. Eastern on select ESPN radio stations. You want to hear LeBron talking to Michael Wilbon about the scoring title?
Yeah.
Here he is.
Never said I wanted to lead the league in scoring, or for sure never said I wanted to be the all-time leader in scoring. That's never been like a dream of mine, and to sit here and actually be on the brink of it happening, it's pretty crazy. For me to be in the company with such a prominent, dominant force like Kareem was, it's an honor.
And you've probably imagined it a million times now lately anyway. What does it look like when you put it through the basket to pass Kareem?
I don't want to do it on a free throw, so hopefully I can get a nice layup or my signature dunk in transition or a fadeaway. I don't know, but a free throw feel like it's cheating the process.
You know what's interesting about the whole thing, Max? And as a Jordan guy, I'm talking to you here specifically on this one.
Jordan guy. I'm not a guy.
Yeah, it's fine.
See who
it's
the best
okay.
is, the second best is, all this
Don't become reactive. It's fine.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Going down this path.
Lean into it.
Stop. All I'm saying, it's when Stephen Curry broke the all-time three-point shooting record, right? Like, it was a really big thing. You felt a lot of momentum on everything, everybody talking about it all the time, like all the previews that were happening on all the channels, and it doesn't feel like LeBron James becoming the all-time leading scorer has gained the same type of momentum that Steph did. And it has to be that, because when you already recognize Steph as the greatest three-point shooter, and he just solidified it in your opinion for a lot of people. Just, all right, well, just cemented it. There it goes. But people don't look at LeBron as the greatest of all time, and him being the all-time leading scorer still doesn't even engage that conversation. So is that the reason?
But who doesn't?
Wait, there's a reason for that, though, guys.
But who doesn't, Jay, think that he's the greatest of all time?
A lot of people do. We were talking to him right now.
But this is the point. Here's the point that you're bringing up, Jay. I think it's an important one. Steph is clearly the greatest three-point shooter of all time. And the thing that he's known for, he set the record with, and that cemented but the difference between
LeBron is known for scoring.
I understand that. Wait a minute. LeBron is known for scoring, but he is clearly not as great a scorer as Michael Jordan. And to demonstrate that, yes, he has more points.
He's an all-time leading
I have to be able to finish the sentence.
No, you're not going to be able to finish
because
you get ready to go.
You're scared
Absolutely
of the
not.
argument. Here it
no,
is.
Because you're getting ready to go down the wrong hole, dude.
How would you know what hole? I'm a super genius. You can't predict what I'm going to say.
Oh, God.
Now listen.
The guy just called himself a super genius.
Now
Go
listen.
ahead.
LeBron James has led the league in scoring once. He's always among league leaders because he's a great scorer, among the greatest ever. And he's played for a long, long time. Jordan played 82 games basically every year.
Max. You think will Kevin Durant be top 5 or top 10?
Wait, I have to be able to finish the Jordan point that you brought up. Then we could talk about Durant.
Yeah, but it's taking you 10 minutes to make your Jordan point.
Because I can't finish a sentence.
Because you're going too long.
So, Michael Jordan averaged more points per game than anyone who ever lived, okay? Because he's the greatest scorer of all time. He led the league in scoring 10 times. LeBron James has led the league in scoring 1 time.
Max,
and his scoring average is not the greatest ever.
Are you done?
But he's played twice as long, so he's compiled more points, and he's a great scorer.
Are you willing to say the skill of the game is better than it's ever been the last 10 years?
Of course.
Has the scoring average gone up over the last 10 years than the game has ever been before?
I'd have to look.
I'll do it for you because I cover the sport as an expert. It has. It's gone up.
But there have been years where guys have averaged many more points than the top scorers in the league this year, Jay.
But Max, I'm saying the overall skill set is dynamically better.
Yes.
So scoring has gone up because the game, the style of play has been different. So like your argument is invalid to a degree because everybody's scoring at prolifically higher numbers these days.
But then why aren't their scoring averages higher than Jordan's
You're using the scoring title as something that's like
Jay,
it's hovering over LeBron. I'm like, well,
Jay,
guys,
your argument defeats itself.
No,
you
it
just
does
said
not.
Scoring chart goes up. In that case, why hasn't anyone averaged more than Jordan? He's the highest for his career scoring average. So if they've gone up, they should be averaging more, but they don't.
So how come Michael Jordan isn't the all-time leading scorer in the NBA?
He didn't play long enough.
Whose fault? So that's
it's not about fault.
fault.
Yes, LeBron has compiled the most points, and because he's among the greatest scorers ever, and he's played the longest. Michael Jordan was a greater scorer than LeBron because he averaged more points per game. What does this scoring record mean for LeBron, Wendy?
It's a beautiful side effect of the longevity of his career. I know that it's such a focus on the ball going through the basket, and that's the name of the game. That's why we're all talking about the game, and it's the core thing. And so it's such an iconic record. I mean, it's really been held by 2 guys since the 60s, or I guess since the early 70s. And so it's one of those things that just doesn't change hands. And so that is such an important thing, and it's something to be celebrated and reflected on. But really, it's the product of him being so great for so long. I mean, the idea that you average this many points, this many years. I mean, guys, when he was a rookie, okay, the league was so different. A high-scoring game was 103 to 100, okay? He averaged 21 points as a rookie when he really could not shoot at all. He shot like 31% on mid-range shots as a rookie. His technique was not good, and he was still so talented that he averaged 21, and he averaged 27 his second year, and that's been his average ever since. And so to be able to average 20 points in the NBA for 20 years, which is amazing on the front end, and now he's averaging 30 because the NBA is different now, but to average 20 on the front end and average 30 on the back end over 20 years that is amazing, and the scoring record is an outgrowth of that longevity.
Wendy, obviously it's either going to happen tonight or it's going to happen Thursday. Both Key and I think it's going to happen against the Bucks on the skyhook, frankly, when he does it. But let's talk about where do the Lakers go from here? Obviously, Kyrie Irving is off the table. He's now a Dallas Maverick. Are there any moves that Rob Pelinka and company make before the trade deadline to give this current construction of the roster their best chance to win the world championship?
Yeah, I think they're trying, Jay. They offered both draft picks for Kyrie unprotected. And by the way, they could only offer the 2029 pick unprotected. I won't get into the reasons why, but they have on that one. What they offer that one, it has to be unprotected. And so, if they're putting those in play on Sunday, they're putting them in play on Wednesday. But they have a big decision to make organizationally. Like, I honestly believe they could trade Russell Westbrook by Thursday, and they could trade him for, a couple of players that potentially could move the ball forward this year. But the only way they're going to be able to trade Westbrook at this point is either by taking on salary longer than this year, which would remove their salary cap space this summer because, quite frankly, it's not over with Kyrie. They could sign Kyrie this summer.
Yep.
They have the cap space. I mean, they don't have quite enough for max cap space, but they could get there if they wanted to. They could leave the door open to sign Kyrie this summer and still have those 2 draft picks. But to do something like that, to leave the cap space open and to leave the picks untouched, you'd have to be comfortable with this being your team the rest of the year and probably your ceiling being a play-in team. And I just, I don't know if they're comfortable with that. I don't think LeBron is. LeBron told Michael Wilbon yesterday he still thinks this team can make a run. I mean, that sounds preposterous on February 6th or whatever, or 7th or whatever we're at now, that that you would say a team in 13th place could make a run. But, I mean, I don't think you can put it out of hand. And so that's the decision. They can make a trade. There's trades for them to make. The question is, do they do it and maybe limit their flexibility to truly improve the team over the summer?